No, not Philip. He eats until he's tired. One hunting season in the early 70s at Garden Lake, we had a group of 8 hunters. We also had an exceptional cook. His name was Paul Benoit. Paul always had different daily menu for our main meal. He wasted no leftovers, and usually on the 4th or 5th day is when we had stew. This time Paul made about 4 gallons of it. And what stew was left after the first meal was put into a pot with a lid on and set out on the table outside the camp. The next day, we returned to the camp for the morning hunt, and what a surprise! A skunk was dining out of our stew pot. Because the skunk sprayed, we let him eat his fill, and then he wandered off. Paul immediately rescued the stew pot and secured the lid tighter. That afternoon, when we were out to hunt, and we returned at 7 p.m., Paul was busy in preparing a meal. The rest of us had a few beers, highballs, lowballs, or whatever. The conversation was a lot of good humor, and laughter prevailed. One more for the road, and then we started to eat. The conversation still rolled on. Most of us finished the first bowl. Phil was on the second. And someone asked Paul, "Oh, when did you make the fresh stew?" Paul says, "I didn't. 3 people with weak stomachs made a run for the door." And Philip got up and went for bowl number 3. Which proves he is so disciplined in theory about mind over matter that if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. And a good stew is a good stew no matter who you share it with.
I have a little thing to give Philip here. I'd just like to say on behalf of the church and the gathering here tonight, Philip, I'd like to give you this little token, which I have here, and perhaps you will cherish this for the rest of your life.
It's not the skunk. And for you tries, I didn't bring anything.
Canadian for 3-1. Long life, happy time.
Canned moose.
You have to open it.
You should tell the people what you've got.
I'm afraid the sun is
No.
It's canned moose, man.
You got a pull.
What's in there?
They moose.
Canned moose, man.
Okay.
Okay, I will now ask for Mark Barrett to come up, please.
Show it to the people. He's got a big nose, your moose, Ross.
He's always moving forward. He's fairly good with numbers. Being in business, he has to be good with numbers. He's well dressed, and that's thanks to my mom. He's an active man, and he's fairly athletic, especially in his younger days. He plays a lot of sports. He's alert. You can't pull a fast one on him, and you have to be that way when you deal with the government. And he's got an iron stomach, as Jim pointed out. Street corner waiting for a bus, and it was very, very windy. So we decided to kind of go between a couple of doors, and we're just sitting there waiting for the bus, and it was, like I said, very windy. And he was dressed okay, I found anyway. Some guy walks by and he throws him some money. So I guess he wasn't that well dressed. We get to the London Heathrow Airport after a long flight, and he sends me to go fetch a taxi. He says, go see how much a taxi's worth. To go downtown, and our hotel was quite far. We were told there was a shuttle, but there was no shuttle, so I was the nominee to go and look for a taxi. So the taxi driver tells me it's £50 to go to London. So before we left, we had all discussed that £1 British pound is $2.50 Canadian. So £50 is $125. So I go back and see my dad, and I tell him, I said, hey, £50 for a taxi. He said, well, that's not too bad, only $20, you should take it.
And you get up with them, eh?
Can you guess what it is?
Just listen to the music. Listen. You have to get up.
Show me!
Find ta femme, le Philippe va danser avec toi.
Keep your eye on Channel 13 because you never know what you're going to see next.